Birth of the Eternal Blade. In the bustling city of Neo Tokyo, 22-year-old Kaito Tachibana lived a life shadowed by monotony and frustration. Working a dead-end job, his days blurred into one another filled with fleeting moments of escape in video games and anime. But beneath his quiet exterior was a burning desire, an unquenchable thirst for meaning, strength, and purpose. One rainy evening, as Kaito walked home from work, fate twisted cruelly. A speeding truck lost control, and in a blink, his life was snuffled out. But death was only the beginning. Bro, Truck-kun, what are you doing here? Chapter 1: Awakening in the Mystic Realm. Kaito awoke to a radiant sky painted in shades of lavender and gold. He lay on a vast plain, surrounded by towering mountains and endless forests. His body felt lighter, stronger, almost ethereal. I don't know how to pronounce this, so please tell me if I pronounce something wrong. As he stood, he noticed an ancient sword lying beside him, glowing faintly with a blue aura. When he grasped its hilt, a surge of power coursed through his veins. Words echoed in his mind. You have been reborn, Kaito Tachibana, as the Eternal Blade, the destined strongest in this world of Althea. Confused but exhilarated, Kaito rose, feeling strength unlike anything he'd known. Magic roamed the lands here. Swords and sorcery ruled and power was everything. Chapter 2: The Path of the Eternal Blade. Kaito soon learned Althea's brutal truths. Kingdoms waged endless wars. Dark cults summoned eldritch horrors, and magic was both a blessing and a curse. He trained relentlessly, mastering swordsmanship, elemental magic, and ancient arts sealed away for centuries. His reincarnated soul retained memories of his past life, fueling his determination. Villagers and knights whispered legends of a long lone warrior who appeared effortlessly, slaying monsters, restoring peace, and leveling entire enemy battalions with a single strike. The Eternal Blade was no ordinary hero. He was a force of nature. Chapter 3: Lies and Enemies. In this journey, Kaito met diverse cast. Lyra, a fierce mage with a tragic past, whose ice magic complemented Kaito's fire-imbued sword. Garrick, a hulking warrior from the northern tribes, whose loyalty was unmatched. Myra, a rogue with a shadowy past, skilled in stealth and deception. Together they confronted tyrants, uncovered hidden conspiracies, and faced the looming threat of the Void Legion, a dark army seeking to plunge Althea into eternal night. Chapter 4: The Trials of the Eternal. To claim his place as the world's strongest, Kaito underwent the trials of eternity, a grueling series of challenges testing his mind, body, and soul. He battled legendary beasts, solved ancient puzzles, and even faced his own inner demons, manifestations of doubt and regret from his former life. Each victory etched new runes of power on his sword, unlocking abilities like time manipulation, soul absorption, and reality bending. Wait, what? Huh? Well, cool, very cool. Chapter 5: The Final Confrontation. The climax approached as the Void Legion's Dark Emperor, Zarathos, unleashed his full might. The sky blackened and the land trembled. His armies clashed. Kaito and his allies led charge into the heart of darkness. Facing impossible odds, the battle shook the heavens. Shook the heavens. Swords clashed, spells erupted, and the very earth cracked. In the final duel, Kaito forced Zarathos alone faced. The fight transcended and the physical, a battle of wills and spirits with a decisive strike imbued with all his power and hope. Kaito shattered the darkness. This is interesting. I wonder if this is an already existing anime. Epilogue. A New Dawn. Peace returned to Althria and the legends of the Eternal Blade spread across realms. Kaito stood atop a mountain, the sunrise painting the sky anew. Through the strongest, he knew his journey was just beginning. New adventures awaited in this world where magic and swords reigned. Would you never? Alright, let's dive deep. Chapter 6. The Whispering Shadows. Peace in Althria had barely settled when a new threat emerged, one that no sword or spell alone could vanquish. Kaito stood beneath the ancient celestial tree whose roots bound the realm's magic. Suddenly whispered slithered through the wind, voices only he could hear. The shadows awakened, darkness without light. Trust no one. Through the Void Legion. Though the Void Legion was defeated, an ancient evil, the Whispering Shadows, had stirred from their slumber. Unlike the raw force of Zarathos' army, these shadows corrupted from within, twisting allies into foes, turning hope into despair. Chapter 7. A Fractured Alliance. Lyra approached Kaito with grim news. The northern tribes, once Garrick's kin, had fallen under the Shadow's influence. Garrick's loyalty was tested as his people waged war on neighboring kingdoms, their eyes glazed with dark magic. Myra vanished without a trace, suspected to be ensured by the Shadow's deceit. Kaito faced his first true test, not just of strength, but of trust and leadership. He needed to reunite his fractured team and unravel the Shadow's mystery before Althria tore itself apart. Chapter 8. The Forbidden Library. Clues led Kaito to the Forbidden Library of Eldrassil, a labyrinth archive filled with ancient knowledge and dangerous secrets. There he uncovered an ancient prophecy. When light and dark entwine, the Eternal shall face his greatest fall, but from the ashes shall rise a power beyond the stars. To defeat the Shadows, Kaito had to awaken the Stellar Forge, a mythical artifact said to amplify the wielder's soul beyond mortal limits, but at great cost. But at what cost? Chapter 9. Trials of the Soul. Kaito embarked on a spiritual quest and journeying through the ethereal plane, a realm where souls confront their deepest fears and desires. He faced visions of his past life, his regrets for leaving loved ones behind, his fears of loneliness, and the painful burden of being the strongest. Through the trials, he forged a new bond with his sword, transforming it into the Eternal Stellar Blade, radiant with cosmic energy. Chapter 10. Reunion and Revelation. In a dramatic encounter, Kaito rescued Myra from the Shadow's grasp, helping her break free with the powers of the Stellar Blade. Garrick, torn between loyalty to his people and his friends, chose to stand by Kaito, vowing to purge the darkness from his tribe. Together they prepared for the final confrontation against the Whispering Shadows, ready to face a threat that could unravel the very fabric of their world. Chapter 11, the Siege of the Downfall. The Whispering Shadows had established their stronghold in Shadowfall, a cursed fortress cloaked in perpetual twilight. Its walls whispered secrets, and the air thrummed with dark magic, corrupting all who dared enter. Kaito and his allies led a daring assault. The battle was brutal. Spectral warriors rose to the ground. Illusions, twisted reality, and every step forward felt like a fight against both enemies and their doubts. Lyra unleashed torrents of ice magic, freezing enemies mid-strike. Garrick's mighty axe shattered shadow beasts as he roared battle cry. Rallying the troops, Myra's dagger struck unseen, taking down commanders before they could rally. But their fortress itself seemed alive, reacting to their presence. Corridors shifted, traps activated, and darkness tried to swallow their very souls. Chapter 12, The Heart of Corruption. Deep inside Shadowfall lay the heart of corruption, a pulsating core of shadow energy, fueling the fortress and its dark magic. Kaito confronted the Shadow Queen, Nexara, a twisted entity born from the fears and hatred of generations past. Their duel was cataclysmic, swords clashing with bursts of cosmic light and shadowy memories against him, showing visions of failure and loss, trying to break his spirit. But Kaito's resolve burned brighter, drawing power from his companion's faith, and the Stellar Blade's cosmic energy. He shattered the heart of corruption, banishing Xara or something, and dissolving the fortress into light. Chapter 13. The dawn of a new era. With the Whispering Shadows defeated, Althria's skies cleared for the first time in decades. The kingdom began healing old wounds mended, and the people hailed Kaito and his friends as heroes. Yet Kaito knew his journey was far from over. The universe was vast, and whispers of other worlds filled with mystery and danger reached his ears. Standing once more beneath the celestial tree, Kaito felt a new power stirring within him, the promise of adventures beyond Althria, where magic, swords, and fate awaited. The end of this chapter, but not the end of the story. Sure. Yeah, this is done now. Okay, goodbye.